Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be all about the books that I'm hoping to read before the end of the year. We're doing the end of the year book tag. I'm a little late, which is definitely on brand for this year, and I'm excited. Let's talk about the books that I'm hoping to still read and mainly kind of give you a little bit of a sneak peek for what's going to happen in 2024. So I have my questions. Let's get ready. Feel free to answer them in the comment section too, as always. So question number one, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Okay, that is something that I have been working on for the last couple of years to not do. I call these books the books from my pile of shame. Which, like, there's no real shame, okay? It's just funny to call it that way. But I've been really learning to put down books and not, like, decide that I'm not going to go back. I usually do my yearly pile of shame vlog this year. A lot of stuff happened while I was filming it, so it didn't go up, but I was trying to read The City of Brass for like the third time, and I've officially given up on it, so it's not part of the pile of shame anymore, so there's that. But there are a couple books that I have started and I have yet to finish, so I'm going to mention them now. I don't know if I'm going to finish them before the end of the year, but mentioning them. The one that I really think that I will finish is Who Cooked the Last Supper. This is a nonfiction that I'm buddy reading with a friend. I was doing really well and then I just stopped reading it. To be fair, it's a very depressing nonfiction. It's like the women history, and there were some good parts, but yeah, it's super depressing. I have about 50 pages left, so really I have no excuses, but you know, just got distracted, and I've been in a reading slump on and off, and yeah, nonfiction, I either read them nonstop or I just stop. So definitely part of pile of shame. The other one is The Story of the Lost Child. This is the last book in the Neapolitan quartet, which I absolutely adore. This is definitely like me being in a reading slump. I started it and I put it down, and I think I'm going to keep it for next summer, which sounds really bad, but I feel like it's a summer read for me. They're often like close to the beach during the summer. I feel like it just screams summer to me, and I'm really not ready for the series to be done because it's going to be one of my all-time favorite series. The friendship between these two women, you're following them through their whole lives, and the train wreck. But I'm so emotionally invested and I'm not ready for it to be done. So that's my excuse, that plus the reading slump. So I'm not ready. That's the point. I also barely started a couple books. There's the one, Bullshit Job, I think. I've only read the intros. I feel like it doesn't count. And I've been debating if I want to finish this one. He Who Drowned the World, which was one book that I really wanted to try that came out this year, and I read like, what, 10% before I put it down, and I wasn't going to finish it, but then I've seen some good reviews. I don't know. If you read the second book, is it worth it? Because the first book, I mentioned it, the first part was like so strong, I thought it was going to be a 5-star book, and then the rest of the book kind of just meh, and I'm still traumatized about one of the scenes. So yeah, I'm not spoiling it, but I can in the comment section if you want me to. But there's a reason I made that gesture. Do you have an autumnal? You can expect me to pronounce this with my accent. A fall book to transition into the end of the year. Okay, this is where me doing this video so late is kind of ruining the vibe. But I did do a video about my favorite like cozy books, so I will link that. Highly recommend you checking that out. I would say like Garden Spells is like the perfect one. I did read a second book, First Frost. It's not as good as the first one. I don't feel like it has aged as well, but that one happens around Halloween, and that's when I read it too, so I do feel like it's screaming fall vibes for sure. But yeah, I would recommend just that book in general. Also Legends and Lattes, I feel like it's the perfect cozy fantasy vibes, and book 2 just came out. So in that case too, I also think that book 1 is better than the prequel that just came out, but if you enjoy something, you're just going to continue anyway. So would recommend those. Question number 3, is there a new release you're still waiting for? Okay, I'm switching that question because again, we're mid-November, but I wanted to talk about new releases that came out this year that I did not read, and I really expected that I would. The first one is Assassin of Reality. I really thought I was going to read this one this year. It's the follow-up to Vita Nostra. In dark academia vibes, magical school vibes, but essentially the weirdest book you'll ever read. And that's the first book. The second one you're continuing. I don't even know how you continue considering the ending, but I really thought I was going to get to it, and I just really didn't. To be fair, I felt like it wasn't my year for fantasy, as it hasn't been for the last couple of years, but I've been finding some really good ones lately, so I feel like I should have read that already, but I just didn't. I also thought I was going to read the follow-up of Moon of the Crusted Snow, which is Moon of the Turning Leaves. This was a really, really short post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic fiction, and I really enjoyed it, but I thought it was a bit short, and then the second book came out recently, and I just have yet to pick it up. My library has it, so in my defense, I do have my name on the waiting list for the audiobook. It came out in October, so I feel like it's not too bad. But yes, that's definitely one that just came out. I'm hearing the cats. I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna open the door. They're probably gonna try and eat the tree, so I apologize in advance. Let's just go with that. So, question number 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, so this is why I can't put any of the books on my TBR because I'm overwhelmed already. I want to read the 2 novellas of the Greenbaum saga because I finally finished it this year. Loved it, kind of hate the author after she put me through all of that trauma, but The Jade Setter of Jan Loon and Jade Shards. So 2 novellas, they're both about 4 hours. I have my name on the waiting list at the library for the audiobooks. Actually, one of them I already have access to. I'm just starting a specific book right now. I didn't expect to, but I'm doing my Read It on Haul It video right now, and I picked up a book that I could have access to the audiobook, so I think I'm gonna do that instead. But before the end of the year, 8 hours in total, I can totally do this, and I would be fully done with the whole series. That would be great, but I'm afraid that I'm gonna be heartbroken again. That series is so good, honestly. It's so underrated. I feel like a lot of people have heard of it, but not that many people have read it. I haven't been this emotionally invested in characters in so long. I really wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. The next one is A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. I believe this might be a bit more middle grade than what I'm used to, but I wanted to sneak in one more cozy fantasy in there because I've been really enjoying them this year and might as well include this one. I've heard great things and hopefully it works. Another one actually that is from my library waiting list. I'm trying to use that also as much as possible. And the last one I think I'm going to mention is The One because I made you vote on which books you wanted me to read next week for me. And I wanted to try to find one thriller that I enjoyed this year. This one is like thriller sci-fi, I think, but I'm excited. Hopefully it is worth your hype. And no, I'm really hopeful because I haven't been reading that many this year. And oh boy, it starts. Hey, hey. Oh no, they're playing with the lights. That is so much worse. Oh, you can see it. They made it fall somehow, and look at this. Stop eating the tree. Of course, it's Charlie trying to eat the tree. Number 5, is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I feel like I just did that with this book right here. I feel like I just did the vlog saying that I have found my best book of the year. Like, I'm absolutely in shock and I'm really, really happy. So I don't think I can find something that will beat that, to be honest. I am hoping that The One will be really good, but I think I just did that like literally last week. I'm pretty sure this is going to be my best book of the year. Some of you had suggested I put lemon juice on there. I tried to put lemon juice on a paper and made Charlie sniff it and he literally licked it. That cat is insane. Of course he just did that too. Okay, number 6. This is where it gets really exciting, and it is, have you already started making plans for 2024? Yeah, I feel like I've already mentioned that, but I am so excited. We're continuing the Read It or Haul It challenge, which, like, let me see this thing. We're continuing this. So we had started 2023 with 411 unread books on my shelf, which was a scary number to realize. But to be fair, there's still plenty of space and I expected that. But throughout the year, I have bought like 100 books and we're going to be adding them. We're going to count them all, first of all. I'm going to also pick up all the ones that are in here right now that I have read, but just not during the challenge. I'm going to put in the mini jar so we can visually see how many I have read that I owned. I'm hoping it's going to be half of the ones I've read. I'm almost at 100 so far this year, and I use my library a lot, but I'm hoping that 40, 50 of them I have read that I owned. That's what we're hoping for, and we're going to remove them and then add the 100 from this year and start again, which I'm cringing a little bit because, to be honest, this is the hardest challenge I've ever done, I think. It's really overwhelming. I didn't think I was a mood reader, but I'm realizing I kind of am. I kind of am, because some months you don't want to read these books. But I feel like it has been helping because I've been really cutthroat with some of the books that have been on my shelf for way too long that I know I'm not going to enjoy them, or like I have a feeling I won't, and forcing myself to attempt them really helped me just getting rid of them because I can't get rid of them without trying them. So this has been super helpful, although overwhelming, but it's been really good for that reason. So we're definitely doing that again next year. I'm also planning on doing little ones like I usually do, like monthly little ones. And one of them is going to be the books that you guys really enjoyed, have been recommending me. I am currently purchasing some from the list you gave me. Feel free to leave me more. And I'll do my last book haul of the year is going to be that. And next year I'm hoping to do at least, you know, 1 or 2, 3, 4, we'll see how it goes, videos where I just read your favorites. And hopefully you have great taste for me. Hello, Claudia. Okay. Don't eat my papers. Hi, princess. Do you want to show your face? The people love you. They want to see you. Oh, she doesn't like being held. She's very cuddly, but not like that. Okay, I had to throw them out. They were going cuckoo, destroying everything. I had a couple other challenges that I'm thinking about doing. I think one of them is going to be a really bad idea, so I'm going to tell you. That way you can tell me it's a really bad idea. So since I was doing that challenge, I also considered doing like a no-buy reading year. Like I don't buy any book, which sounds not that smart. I feel I enjoy doing book hauls. I enjoy going to library sales. It's usually where I get most of my books, or just used bookstores. So it's not like I'm spending that much money on books, but it does feel excessive whenever you say out loud that I bought like 100 books in 2023. But I feel like I have the space. It's not, again, super out of budget, so I don't really need to, but part of me wants to still try it. I think I'm just wanting to torture myself or something. Maybe I could make it more like, oh, you don't buy more books than you read in a year? Maybe that would be more realistic. I don't think I'm even that far off right now so far this year, if you remove the books that I bought having already read. Because I'm almost at 100. I have read about 100. Maybe I could try... No. I was going to say, maybe I can just do like the amount that I read physical books, not, you know, the 50 a year that I get from library. But then it would really limit the ones I get. That's why I was saying that I don't think that challenge is something I really want to do deep down. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it in my little back pocket because I do think it would be interesting to try that for a year, but that does sound hard. But I feel like if I didn't have the space for it, or like if I were about to move or something, it would make a lot of sense, but I don't know. What do you think? Should I try it? Do I have to? I'm already negotiating here. It's not looking good. I do want to do, again, the challenges that I usually do, like my Pile of Shame challenge. I don't know if I want to do my 1 week, 1 shelf this year. I usually do it in the month of February. I'm saying this year, next year. And like 1 week I read from 1 shelf, and it's like a different genre every week pretty much. So it's been really fun to choose the books. I feel like it's less difficult than the read it or haul it, but maybe I could do the opposite and just do the read it and haul it all month. I don't know. I'm kind of debating it. I still think it's a fun challenge, but I've been doing it a lot, and I feel like doing both of these, frankly, this challenge has been really difficult. So doing that and anything else has been a bit overwhelming, but I want to keep it for next year. It was really popular this year. I want to keep doing it, but I feel like whenever you have something there, something needs to give a little bit. So maybe I could do that all month instead, or not. This year I was also doing my trying to finish series challenge. I think that one might go because I have been doing really, really well. I haven't counted, but I think at mid-year I was already achieving it. So I think we're doing good with that specific struggle that I used to have. So I might be able to switch this for something else. Same thing with learning to put books down. I feel like that's something I was really struggling with like 3 years ago, and ever since I've been really making it a point to learn to put down books, which again, I've been doing really well with. We're going to go through all of that whenever I do my review of the year, but this challenge has also been helping doing that because I have to every month make decisions all the time. So that's been really helpful for that. But yes, I think my biggest reading plan for next year is definitely to do this one all over again. Don't worry, there will be a video where I go through all of it. We'll talk about all the details, but that's kind of the big thing for me next year. Also, I would like to reorganize my bookshelves, which that's not a reading plan, but kinda, right? Because they're getting pretty messy. Not that you can tell that much, kinda, but it's been a lot. But I think that once I write down, let me hide this. Once I write down all the books that I have read, I bought this year. Once I write down all of these names and put them in a jar, I will have to put them on the shelf. So I think that would probably be a really good time to reorganize everything. I've been debating ways to organize my library. So should I tell you now? Why not? Because there are multiple ways you can organize your bookshelves, right? You can do it by authors, alphabetically, by color. Currently I'm doing it mostly by genre, but I was thinking maybe I could organize them like top to bottom, the ones I really want to read the most, down to the ones I don't really care. I would have to have a section of read books, but like, I feel like sometimes I forget some books, and if I were to separate them, organize them that way, there would be books that I would remember to read more. Is it a good idea? I feel like it would make it kind of like a TBR pile for each genre. Because that's my main problem with my bookshelves right now, is that I feel like there are some books that I just forget are there. So I'm debating that. Hopefully either before the end of the year or like early in January. That would be nice to reorganize them, start the year fresh for 2024. So yeah, that's kind of it. This is my end of the year book tag. Didn't really follow the questions, but I like to chit chat with you. So again, answer my questions in the comment section, please. I need your help. And if you want to answer the questions in general, please let me know also your answers. Any books that you're still hoping to get to before the end of the year, because it's approaching so quickly. I usually do my best worst books of the year mid-December, because after that I'm too busy to read much. So I only have like 4 more weeks to try and read books, so a lot of work ahead. That's it. Thumbs up, subscribe, more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye.